For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Don't be fooled by the typical holiday ads this year. A new car for your significant other is a dream, but not a likely reality. Why not upgrade the current car you have with a detail? This year's hot item is a gift certificate from Nebraska Auto Detail to make your car look and smell fully refreshed again. We all have clutter and we all make messes, but it doesn't have to stay like that. Give the gift of a clean car this holiday. Buy your certificate at NebraskaAutoDetail.com or call 402-601-5086 for an appointment today.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Dana Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Dana Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Dana Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at DanaTrucking.com.
You've got used to one segment of Good Takes in the morning, but now there's a full show of Good Takes at night. Welcome into Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome in, Raff's Good Take on Sports. We do get NFL on the brick and mortar. It is between the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Close game, 14-13. Oh, man, the Buccaneers missed an extra point, Raff, or what the hell happened there? How did we get to 13 points? I just wrapped up with Arden's Angle. We got Arden Lockheim on her new show. Now, let me put the audio back up. All right, Raff, did they miss the PAT or what happened?
I am looking it up right now. I actually was not watching the game. It was NFC. Who cares about the NFC? It's all about the AFC.
Also, well, I like the Buccaneers, don't get me wrong, but man, that division just isn't super interesting.
Oh, they kicked 2 field goals.
Oh, okay. So there you go. That makes more sense.
Yep.
Way more likely than missing a PAT. I should have taken a wild swing at that. All right. This is Raff's Good Take. We're not here to talk about the Falcons and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're here to talk about whatever the hell is on Chris Raff's mind here on a Thursday night, December 11th. Chris Raff, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. Not too bad. I think we almost made it to 50 degrees here today in sweet home Alabama. So
it wasn't bad here either. I think we were pretty close to the 40s. Well, I know we were in the 40s once again today.
Yeah, so that works. I mean, for December, getting close to the big guy showing up and bringing all the presents to all the great little kiddos around the world.
Can I ask you, do you get mistaken as Santa a lot around this time of year?
Not anymore. I shaved.
When you did have the beard, though?
I think I probably would have put there would probably been some people wondering if I was the big guy, but now that I've shaved, I'm back to normal me again. So, I mean,
you make some good money doing that. I don't know what the best Santas get paid, but you might be able to pull it off.
Yeah, possibly. I had to shave though. That beard gets a little too out of control. I don't have the pretty beard like some people do, where it just grows straight down and just looks like a flawless mane of greatness.
No, I feel you probably can't see it, but yeah, there's no shot. You can't see it on camera. I got a big old bald spot on like the one side. That's why I always have to keep it short. It's just I didn't pluck at or anything. It's just said no. You're not going to grow a beard here. And I was 21. And I was like, we'll give it time. Then at 22, now I'm 26. I'm like, it's still bald. I don't see a single hair follicle coming out of that spot. So I think I'm just kind of screwed. So I'll just have to keep it short forever.
I messed around with the beard for so long, but the sides were always just so light. And then when it started to get thick, then I started getting gray. So it was sort of like the trade-off. It's like, well, sorry, you can have a beard now, but you're going to have all gray hairs. So now I might have to do the Emmitt Smith and Keith Hernandez and get some of, what is that, the gray stuff. And I think I've tried that before, actually. Yeah,
I think,
probably.
I think my pops has done it in the past.
Oh, I've had some great hair coloring experiences where I've tried to color my beard, try to color my hair. I mean, I've done it all. I'm surprised I still have hair. I'm surprised it hasn't burnt out yet with all the stuff and all that hair coloring stuff that, probably is no good for your scalp. But hey, you do what you can. If you don't want to be gray, you darken it up a little bit. If you want to have blonder hair, you blonde it up a little bit. I mean, that's just it's just all part of life. You got to give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, at least you got hair, right? I know
Yeah.
there's some people like your best buddy AD who wouldn't care if it was gray or anything. He just would have liked to have some. So I'm just happy to have it. Shout out to my pops and my grandpa. I think that none of them were bald, so I think I'm good. I should be all right in that category. And my
Nice.
dad's still got a thick head of hair, so I'm all
Yeah.
right. I don't think I have to go stare down that scary road.
Yeah, I kind of got the high. It's kind of went up a little bit through the years. So I got a big forehead, but I mean, hey, me, Peyton Manning, it's a good comparison right there. So,
There it is. Let's see. 7 minutes in. There we go.
hey,
First Bronco reference.
I didn't make it John Elway. Speaking of that, there was a little John Elway talk on the drive today because they were trying to figure out Nick's infatuation with Marcus Freeman. So the only comparison. What's that?
You a Notre Dame fan?
Oh, he loves Freeman. Loves
Why?
him. I have no clue. It's
Like just
it's
as a good coach? He thinks he's a great coach, or
good coach, Notre Dame. I mean, he's got his Notre Dame t-shirts. I mean, he is full-fledged Notre Dame guy. So
I did not know that he was a Notre Dame guy whatsoever. I thought he was all Husker.
Oh no, nope. Swim is a full-fledged Notre Dame fan.
What?
Oh
We got
yeah.
some absolute imposters running around the ticket here. We got Nick Sainert, you're telling me he's a Notre Dame fan, the university who's too good to play in a bowl game. They literally could have picked any bowl game. Then we got Austin Norman wearing a Duke basketball hat every now and then. And now that the Huskers are 10-0, I haven't seen him wear it lately. Absolute imposters running around here. What are we doing?
Hey, Nick had some choice words for the playoff committee when his beloved Notre Dame Fighting Irish were not named into the playoffs. So yes, he's him and Mr. Freeman. The connection between him and Marcus Freeman is kind of like me and John Elway. I mean, it is that strong. It is a strong bond.
The funniest thing about that, like all of the Notre Dame fans, Nick Sainert included, like you guys can yell at the world, nobody's listening. No one cares. Like, about Notre Dame. We should be in there. It's like you guys have the weakest schedule year in, year out. You had 2 hard games. You had to win one of them. You lost both. Get out of the playoffs. And
it's so funny because that Pete Bavacqua, the athletic director, he's just going crazy on everybody, and everybody's like, oh, sorry. But they knew. I think they knew going into it that was a possibility of something that could possibly happen to them, because that schedule is going to be easy for them because all these top tier teams are not going to want to play them anymore because of the way they're going, with the conferences and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be tough sledding for Notre Dame, in these, well, for now, but like we said, once they make it a 32 team playoff, then they'll get in. So they'll have their opportunities. So we'll see that.
Interesting though. I like that theory. Like the good conference, good teams in the conferences make an alliance. Like, hey, none of us ever schedule Notre Dame.
Well,
I just like perpetually lock Notre Dame out because they can't get 2 good games in, and they got to play like a Purdue on a bad year, or just constantly got to play like unranked teams. That'd be the way you eliminate. You could force Notre Dame's hand joining a conference by just refusing to play them.
Well, look at Alabama this year. If they would have been left out of the playoff, you would not see them traveling and playing Ohio State. You wouldn't see them playing, or you wouldn't see them, moving and playing hard, tough games, because they'd be like, well, why would we want to go play out of conference at, a tough game? And that was the big thing at the beginning of the year with the scheduling, when people were, kind of scheduling cupcakes, and it's like, well, we're not going to want to ruin our record, when we're going to play in the conference. So I think Notre Dame's schedule, is not going to be as tough, just for the fact that teams aren't going to have that extra game to play outside their conference.
Yeah, I don't We were just talking about with Arden Blockheim. I still don't fully understand exactly what Notre Dame's position is and if they're going to change it anytime soon.
Well,
Because this year had to have been kind of alarming for them.
well, Notre Dame's position is one thing. I mean, at the end of the day, it's about money, and
Yeah.
they make what did we read that they make like $60 million off their television. Meanwhile, when Big Ten teams are having to split it up amongst what do we got, like 17 teams now, 18 teams, which is still a great chunk of money. But compare that to like Big 12 teams. I mean, Notre Dame on their own makes a ton of cash, and that's what's kept them out of conferences for so long, is the fact that they can make so much money standalone as a standalone program than joining one of those conferences. Because if once you join the conference, then you got to start splitting that television revenue.
Well, I'm looking it up right now. I mean, it actually jumped. So each member in the Big Ten is projected to make about 80 to 100 million. Notre Dame gets 60 million on last year with that NBC deal.
So, yeah, I then again, see, I always thought that they had more, or they were making more standalone than what they would if they joined the conference.
Well, I think what is big for them is like anything that they do get, like they never have to share.
They don't have to share.
Like you're sitting
And
pretty getting 50 to 60 million just your school alone. Again, like you putting everybody together in the Big Ten, you get to that number, but just you being Notre Dame, you get that 50, 60 mil. And then anytime you ever go to the playoffs, you go to anything, you never ever have to split money if you win it, or you get donations, or I don't know exactly what other categories you could have where you have to split the money with your conference, but I mean, they just never have to. Whether it's any sport, it's always theirs if they win and get to postseason.
Yeah, no, it's and they've always been like Notre Dame. They've always been like they've always been that program to where they've kind of been the rebels, and where they feel that the universe sort of rotates around them. And I think that's a lot that goes into it, that where they don't want to join a conference, and they don't want to just be a little fish in the pond. They want to be that big fish all the time. And by them not joining a conference, it puts them in that where they feel like they're the sun in the universe, so to say, and until it comes to the playoff committee, and then they're not the sun. They are left home.
Yeah, it is one of the more interesting things I've seen in college football, and those guys just throwing their opportunity for, again, I always fall in, like, it had to have been a temper tantrum. Who do you think makes the decision? Like for Notre Dame, who do you think made the decision to not play in a bowl game? Do you think it was the coach, player vote, AD, coach's mom? I don't know.
I would assume the decision, it would be the AD that would make the final decision.
But why would the AD ever want to not play in that game? It's just more money to the university.
Yeah, it's so weird, because being a coach, you always want to compete. You always want to play. I mean, I know you're going to lose maybe some players to the portal, some players declare for the NFL draft. But at the end of the day, being a coach, like what is the one thing that they always talk, what we've talked about for the last, 7-8 years when we weren't going to bowl games? It was always, man, I wish we could go to a bowl game so then we could get those practices.
Yep.
And now you got these teams being offered a chance to go to a bowl game and saying, oh, sorry, we're going to decline it due to the numbers, due to, coaches not being there. But then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, you still have got a pretty decent sized roster. I mean, you only field 11 guys on the field at one time. It's like, you're telling me you don't have, 50, 60 guys. And yes, they're younger, maybe, and they might go out there and, get beat. But I guess you get that taste of, big time college football. But I think a lot of teams are afraid of, what happened to Florida State when they went out without everybody after they didn't make the playoff and just got throttled in the bowl game. So I'm guessing teams like that, look at that. But man, being a coach and any opportunity you have to, play a game, to make your team better. And like we always talked about, is like, you get those extra practices. I think that's huge.
Yeah, I don't know why that ever became not an important thing. Like we've been pretty good, at least around here, like at Nebraska, without those bowl games, really echoing like this is a disaster to go this long without those extra practices. 1 year doesn't hurt you. 2 years, well, I should say that 1 year will hurt you, not enough to show major signs. You do it enough years in a row, that puts your program back.
But I think times have changed too. I guess, back, 3-4 years ago, missing those bowl game practices were huge because you kind of knew that team would be returning the next year. So I'm guessing coaches are taking more of a look at it now that, hey, there's a good possibility that, 50% of my team will, it'll change, due to the portal and due to NIL. And so, and it's usually those lower tier teams where players are looking to make a jump, for either more money, for a better team. So I guess that's maybe part of the reason too why they're declining the bowl game. But like Notre Dame, for instance, you have to think that most of their players are going to want to return, kind of, to put right that they think went wrong. But then I guess they're feeling, they've accomplished enough. And then you got to believe too that their top players would probably sit out the bowl, being that there's really nothing other for them to accomplish. I guess like, hey, we win the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Anymore, it's a big deal. Like we talked about earlier in the week. It's like I just think it's time just to get rid of the bowl games altogether and make it a big playoff. And then if you want to make bowl games, the quarterfinals or whatever, when it gets down to like 16 teams, then so be it. Put a name on those. But these bowl game sponsors are not going to stand for what is taking place right now. I mean, they are not going to write these big checks to sponsor these bowl games and then having all the marquee players sitting out. I mean, as much as you want to say it, look at the Las Vegas Bowl. I mean, they got to be sitting there going, well, yeah, we have Nebraska coming. They're going to have a big fan contingent. That's good. But their marquee players not playing. It's like it's stuff like that where these bowl sponsors are just going to be like, yeah, we are going to have to pass on this because your marquee players aren't playing. And I totally understand the sponsors. I mean, they deserve some bang for their buck. So it stinks for, some of these maybe lower teams that might not have a chance for a playoff. But I think at the end of the day, from a money wise and from a sponsorship perspective, I think that you get rid of all the bowl games, you make your playoff 32 teams or whatever, and then go from there.
No, that'll never happen.
It's going to happen.
College football is it's still popular enough to draw enough people and enough eyes on the TV. There's going to be money in it for the sponsors. Maybe not as much, but there's money. Yeah. There's money to be had. And that's why maybe it's not as lucrative, but it'll still, I think, be lucrative enough.
We'll see.
I mean, Raff, come on. We've been like neck and neck as Oracle readers about getting this stuff right. Don't tell me this is where we're splitting ways here, because my saying it's not going away.
I just think it's the sponsors that why it's going to go, why the bowl games will go away.
I think they'll still make the money, though, is what I'm saying. Like, it still draws a massive amount of eyes on TV. Even without Evan Johnson, we're all going to watch it.
Yeah, but we got to think from a national perspective. Is Nebraska versus Utah, is that a game, a must-turn-on game throughout the country?
It's a bowl game. I mean, you just go through the bowl game channels. It's been like, and even last year and years before that, like the bowl games were starting to lose some of their importance. The people, they make jokes at it, but people still watched it. The ratings didn't ever drop off significantly enough to the point that made you think like, oh my God, this is over. I think you're right in saying that there's an opportunity, there's a chance it will certainly lose some viewership, but I don't think it's going to be enough to where the sponsors can't make it work and make their money, because they're not doing it because they love the game of football. They're doing it because they make money off of it every year. They're good at figuring out ways to strike those TV deals. And again, people, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm just different. I feel like my family and the other people I've been around, when you get to the bowl games, you don't really care. Like, you'll just turn on the Idaho Potato Bowl because that's the current bowl game.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think you're going to see a decline in bowl games, though. I really do. I just think that it's got to the point now to where the marquee players just aren't there, and it just doesn't grab the attention. And I think you'll see ratings drop. I mean, I know it's still popular and you're still going to have plenty of eyes watching it, but I just think if you're a sponsor, you've almost got a second get. It's like what teams are going to show up. It's going to be interesting to see what the attendance of the bowl games this year, what the attendances look like.
Well, I think where we can line up here, where we do agree is like I think we'll be at a point where there are less bowl games. I think they'll trim some for sure, especially now with the college football playoffs being there. It's you get some of these not so great teams playing in these bigger bowl games, and it's like obviously this is the result of the best teams being in the college football playoffs and you guys sitting on the outside. So they'll probably reduce that number. Which ones they go about, I'm not sure. The Pop-Tart Bowl is going to be a staple, though. That one, everyone just absolutely loves that one. But yeah, I can see a world where they shave some. And I think if they shave some, that's probably better than the sport. Because this year, what was it? Yeah, you had schools like Rutgers, who had a losing record. Florida State, Auburn, UCF, Baylor, Rutgers, Kansas, Temple. All those 5 and 7 teams said we're too good for it. Which is
and I'm trying to think what would cause those teams to decline, just for the fact that we talked about it gets you more practices, but also too it's like the thing that I think gets forgot about a lot is you have guys that are never going to play football ever again. And that for me is why I would want my team to play a bowl game, because you're going to have some guys that are never going to put on, football pads or a football helmet ever again. So you're basically telling that senior, it's like, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
you didn't tell the parents ahead of time.
And that for me, I guess that makes me sad, just for the fact that, and maybe the day of, just loving football, maybe those days are gone. Maybe it's just solely based on money. But man, if I'm a senior at Nebraska or a senior at one of these schools, and you have one more opportunity to put on the pads and put on the helmets, man, that's a definitely one of those things that I would love to do. And it's like, and maybe not now, they don't grasp it, but in the next 5 to 10 years, I think they'll look back on it and say, man, what I would give to play one more down on this field. I mean, talk to, a lot of the old players at Nebraska and stuff like that. And they'd be like, oh, if I could, play one more game at Nebraska, or run out to 85,000 fans, do the tunnel walk, stuff like that. And it's just, and you have that one more opportunity to play in a bowl game. It's like, man, to turn it down, that's kind of disheartening.
That's crazy. It's such a short season. Like, you don't get a ton of games to begin with. And like, don't worry, if you're never a Nebraska football player, like, just think about high school. I would do anything to play another high school football game, just to go back in time for a little bit. Like, man, you missed that stuff. Of course you're going to look back. Like, those guys will miss it. If the players voted to not go to the bowl game, as the coach, I'm saying, all right, you guys, sure, get out. I'm going to ask one more time, who wants to go play this bowl game? Because I'm coaching. We're going to the bowl game. You get so little opportunities. Yeah, that's why I asked. I wonder who makes the decision. Because if you're a coach and your team votes not to play in the bowl game, isn't that kind of a strike to where you're always hearing about how you want your players to love football and to breathe football and to have a love for the game, and then your team says, oh, we don't want to play. To me, that'd be like, is this the team I want? Maybe this is the reason, why we never had the opportunity, some of these 5 and 7 teams. I mean, if there's a 5 and 7 team and the team voted not to play another game, the red flags would be going up. I think the red flags go up for any team. If you're a 10 and 2 team and your team votes not to play, I think that's a red flag for me, because it's like you're turning down an opportunity to play, a sport that, quote unquote, that you love, and you're saying, oh no, we don't want to play it. That's the exact take that our guy Jay Foreman had. I think you're absolutely right. Like, if you're a coach and like you say, all right, boys, let's take a vote. And maybe you got a couple guys that are thinking about the NFL, put their hands up, whatever. But if you got like majority of the team, that's on you. You didn't get the right guys, or you didn't sell the culture appropriately. If you got a team who doesn't love football, you have to have guys that love football. Otherwise, you got no chance to take down some of those best teams in the country. So I think you're absolutely right, Raff. You got anything else before we throw it to our break here?
Nope, I'm all good.
All right, don't go anywhere. This is Raff's Good Take on Sports 93.7, the ticket, ticketfm.com. We'll talk to you guys in a little bit.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Don't be fooled by the typical holiday ads this year. A new car for your significant other is a dream, but not a likely reality. Why not upgrade the current car you have with a detail? This year's hot item is a gift certificate from Nebraska Auto Detail to make your car look and smell fully refreshed again. We all have clutter and we all make messes, but it doesn't have to stay like that. Give the gift of a clean car this holiday. Buy your certificate at NebraskaAutoDetail.com or call 402-601-5086 for an appointment today.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Ready, set, Ford just announced 0% for 66 months with approved credit on all 2025 Ford F-150s at Zollner, Fort Beatrice. Save thousands in finance charges. If your current pickup loan's 4, 5, 6% or more, trade in today and receive 0% for up to 66 months on a brand new 2025 Ford F-150 of your choice at Zollner, Fort Beatrice, Nebraska's volume dealer with the hometown service you expect.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time. Which is why every chicken finger meal we serve is marinated, hand-battered, cooked to order, and made just for you. Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is proof.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Skip the line and order with our app or online.
This holiday season, bring home a tradition that tastes like celebration. Beatrice Bakery's world-famous fruitcake, baked in the heart of Nebraska with rich, golden batter, real cherries, pineapple, crunchy nuts, and a splash of old-fashioned goodness. It's moist, flavorful, and crafted the same way for generations. It's the fruitcake that turns skeptics into believers. Find Beatrice Bakery fruitcake online at grandmasbakeshop.com or at your favorite retailer, and make your holidays deliciously unforgettable with the help of Beatrice Bakery's world-famous fruitcake.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in December. Try one of their delicious breakfast sandwiches or grilled breakfast burritos. Don't forget to snag a gift card for stocking stuffers and bring your family in from out of town. With 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward, Bagels and Joe.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now through December 14th, enjoy USDA Choice 8-ounce New York strips, $6.99 each, 85% lean ground beef, $4.98 per pound, all-natural boneless chicken breasts, $2.48 per pound, and holiday gift boxes are available for $50. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crate, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com. For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness, paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Don't be fooled by the typical holiday ads this year. A new car for your significant other is a dream, but not a likely reality. Why not upgrade the current car you have with a detail? This year's hot item is a gift certificate from Nebraska Auto Detail to make your car look and smell fully refreshed again. We all have clutter and we all make messes, but it doesn't have to stay like that. Give the gift of a clean car this holiday. Buy your certificate at NebraskaAutoDetail.com or call 402-601-5086 for an appointment today.
Back to Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket. With all the good takes you need, here is your host, Chris Raff.
Welcome back in. Raff's Good Take on Sports 93.7 The Ticket. Appreciate everybody joining in. If you guys want to join in, though, 402-464-5685, Facebook, YouTube, X, LGL961, all great at server Heyman text line. And again, 5685. All right, Chris Raff, let me turn down the music here since we are streaming only and we do got the NFL on the brick and mortar. Where do you want to go here? Segment number 2.
Well, Mr. Harrison, I got to ask you, have you looked at the NFC playoff picture lately?
Yes.
You've checked it out. Okay. Do you see who the Bears would face in the first round if the season would end today?
Would it be the Lions?
No.
Let me pull it up.
It would be the Green Bay Football Packers at Lambeau Field.
Is it really? I thought it was.
Oh yeah. Right now, the Lions would technically not be in the playoffs if the season ended today.
Oh, you're right. I'm so sick of these teams in the NFC North. Just relax a year. Give us some chance to come alive. We were number 1 in the NFC. And then, of course, it's the Packers, our rival. You take a loss all the way back down to the last spot in the playoffs. I mean, it's a really good division. But, yeah, I like my chances. Raff, do us a favor.
Yes.
You know what you guys got to do. Beat those Packers.
Beat the Packers. Well,
you know what's ridiculous is they're 9-3-1. Currently, they got a 94% chance to get into the playoffs. If they lose, it only drops down to an 88. The Bears, all because they don't have that tie into loss instead, are at a 60% chance to get in. And if they lose, it's below 50, 42% chance. But the Packers are pretty much locked in already. Really start dropping games here. So I really need the Broncos to play good. The defense, you can get them with the run. I mean, I don't know. It's a legit defense. But
the Broncos are underdogs. So hopefully, Denver can just stay on the same field with them. But being the underdogs, it's challenging.
No, they're not that good. We just play bad. It's an interesting team. Their defense is legit. I guess the first thing you know is about that Packers. Really good defense. Very hard to get any yards after the catch. Probably one of the best tackling teams, especially in that secondary position out of anybody in the NFL. But you can start leaning on the run game, which is kind of the best bet that teams have been able to do. Even the Panthers, that's all they did. They just kept running the ball over and over and over and wearing out that defense. That's how they got the win. That's what the Browns did. They ran the ball over and over and over, and that's been their weakness, but you got to be really patient to break through it.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting game. It's at Empower Field, so that'll be, I think, an advantage to Denver being on their home field. But like I said, they're the underdogs, so they're going to play a great game to get them. And then also too, have you looked at the NFC West?
It's a mess. Last time I looked at it, let me see how everyone's sitting.
That division might be the toughest in football. I mean, you've got the Rams at 10-3, Seattle at 10-3, and then the one that surprises me is San Francisco at 9-4. I mean, say what you want about San Francisco, but I mean, having the injuries at receiver that they've had, the injuries at quarterback that and then you're still sitting there at 9-4. I mean, that just says so much for the coaching of Kyle Shanahan. It's impressive because to me, this season, they'd strike me as like a 7-6 team or something like that. But to see them sitting at 9-4, I mean, that's saying something about your coaching staff and, the players that you have players like Mac Jones, sitting behind Purdy and coming in and playing, the way he did. It's just crazy. And then Seattle, they're like the sneaky Sam Darnold team. It's like they're up there in the Great Northwest, and they're just doing their thing, and they're going to be a pesky out when the playoffs come around.
Yeah, Shanahan just every year proves out how good of a coach he is. Every year they come out and do this. Great team, season starts, and everybody's hurt. It's just like, and then you think it's bad, and then you're 3 games in, and then you have another player go down hurt. They still don't have Brandon Ayuk back. No. They're sitting here at 9-4. Like, they just find ways to win games. And Christian McCaffrey's kind of been carrying the team this year, but it's incredible what they're able to pull off year in, year out. They should not be 9-4, but then here there are. And even the Cardinals might be the best 3-10 team in the NFL. Like, the Cardinals, I don't think are that bad, but they do have a record, unfortunately.
So the 49ers receivers, I mean, was it Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings? Who else? I mean,
Marcus Robinson. Juwan Jennings is still over there. Pearsall, Kendrick Bourne, if that does anything for you, probably not.
There you go.
Yeah.
But just looking at that roster and just, the injuries they've dealt with and what they've, that they're still in this position to be 9-4 and for, a possible chance for, I mean, they're still in the running for a division title, being, only a game behind the Rams. And then also, in contention, the number 1 seed in the NFC, I mean, that's big time up for grabs still, because you've got the Rams, the Bears, Green Bay, San Francisco, Seattle, and, in Philadelphia, you kind of outside looking in. I mean, they got their work cut out for them, and they're kind of like a team in kind of disarray right now. But that's one of those teams that they're dangerous. Like, I put Jalen Hurts in kind of like that Patrick Mahomes category of, you don't want to face those quarterbacks in the playoffs just because they have those intangibles. And no matter what's happening with Jalen Hurts, during the season, you put him in the playoffs and his will to win and what he's done in the history of his career. He's one of those guys that you definitely, I don't want to come up against in the playoffs, because right now you'd have Chicago at Green Bay, San Francisco at Philadelphia, and Seattle at Tampa Bay, if the playoffs are going to start today in the NFC.
I'm okay with it. I mean, even if the playoffs ended today, like it started up today, I'd be just incredibly happy.
Yeah.
You're going to have a lot of new fun teams to watch these matchups in. You don't have to worry about the Chiefs. Don't worry. They'll probably be back next year. For everyone who's Chiefs fans, like, I'm not going to say that team's dead. They'll probably be back before you know it. But you maybe know Bills, maybe know Lamar Jackson. Like, you got a bunch of new faces. You get to watch Broncos, Bo Nix. If it ended to Drake May and the Patriots, Caleb Williams and the Bears, Jordan Love, okay, and the Packers. I mean, there's a lot of new, even the Texans. It's fun to see these guys kind of get back in with the defense being incredible as it is. Yeah. This would be, I think, one of the more fun playoffs simply for the sake of novelty. You're going to have a lot of new matchups that fans that aren't super veterans, the seasoned folk like yourself, Raff, people like me, we'll get to see some matchups that we have rarely seen at all in postseason play.
Well, then too, you look at like these teams that are outside looking in. Like, you got Detroit. Like, you look at them as a playoff team with Jahmyr Gibbs. You look at them. Yeah, Cowboys are outside looking in. You got Carolina. I think they've surprised people. I think where they're sitting at, with the chance to maybe, get a wild card, or actually I take that back, to get a division, because you've got Tampa Bay and Carolina that there's a good chance if Tampa Bay goes down tonight, which it's a close game, that there's that possibility Carolina could be looking at division championships. And that's, like you said, that's another new quarterback, Bryce Young, that would be in the playoffs for his first time. And then you look at the AFC, and you got Indianapolis, Baltimore, Kansas City, and Miami's in the talk now, the outside looking in. I mean, all eyes, I think, this weekend, if he ends up playing and starting, is going to be Indianapolis and Phillip Rivers. I mean, that to me is the most intriguing story to sit out. I mean, he's well, it will end his candidacy for the Hall of Fame, but right now he's a semifinalist for the Hall of Fame this year. But once he, is put onto the active roster, then his clock will reset for another 5 years. So, which is still pretty crazy if he ends up playing this year and then retiring again. There's still a good chance he could be in the Hall of Fame before he's 50, and that's retiring twice. So that's pretty wild.
Well, what's funny too is the Chargers retired his jersey, right?
Yeah, the Chargers have. Yep.
Is it hanging up though? Or is it in the process?
It's retired. Hillman and Antonio Gates, I believe, are both retired. Well, take that back. Antonio Gates is retired. I don't know if they were waiting for Rivers.
For Phillip Rivers, which is good, because I was gonna say it might be weird if he gets he draws the Chargers some point this year, and it's like, hey, there's my jersey, retired. Well, I'm still playing football now for a different team. Yeah, I don't know. It's history. We went through the list, right? The biggest gap I think we saw was 3 years. 2 years. Deion Sanders was one of them. 5-year gap is the most we've seen, and this is what this would be for Phillip Rivers at 44 years old.
You see, I always thought sooner or later that Terrell Owens would get a shot. I thought he would maybe garner one more opportunity. There'd be some coach that had a relationship with him that would have given him a shot. But as the years kept on going, and it was funny too, he was still running 4.4, 4.49. And it was like, oh, sooner or later someone's going to give him, but they never did. So it looks like Rivers will hold that record of being the longest gap in between retiring and coming back and playing. But just being that there was a pretty good chance he was going to be elected into the Pro Football Hall of Fame this year. That's the wild part about it. But just him talking, like he said, he never left the door open to ever return, but he felt like he had gas in the tank. Like, seeing him up at his press conference and seeing him throw, it's still Phillip Rivers. It's going to be interesting to see how it translates, come Sunday. I hope that they activate him, and I hope he plays, just to see, what has happened in 5 years, arm strength wise. I mean, he never really had like the strongest arm. He always kind of had that wonky throwing motion, kind of a shot put type throwing motion. So it's going to be interesting to see, if the speed of the game, if it's went by him, or if it translates. Watch him come out and throw for like 300 or something like that. That'd be incredible.
Well, I want to ask you before we go to break, is there any chance that he can significantly hurt his legacy here, or is there only things to be gained?
I think it's only things to be gained. I think this being the short time period, it's not like a Russell Wilson. Like, I think his candidacy, I think, has been destroyed in the last 3 years. But Phillip Rivers, the way it sounds, I mean, this is going to be just a one and done type thing. So I think all he can do is help his legacy. If he's able to get the Colts playing good again and get them into and make a playoff run or make the playoffs, this will be a huge thing for his legacy, because then you're going to continue. You'll talk about his Chargers days and all the touchdowns to Antonio Gates. And then you're going to be like, oh, and by the way, he came back and played when he was 44 and led the Colts to the playoffs. I mean, so that's just another notch in his belt. The question is now will he bring out the bolo tie? The bolo tie needs to come out.
I think he will. I think that's the ultimate callback to make everything feel like it always supposed to be. You got to whip out the bow tie. But that being said, Chris Raff, we got to throw it to break. We will get your good take on life on the other side. So don't go anywhere. This is Raff's Good Take on Sports, 93.7 The Ticket. We will talk to you guys in just a little bit.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Don't be fooled by the typical holiday ads this year. A new car for your significant other is a dream, but not a likely reality. Why not upgrade the current car you have with a detail? This year's hot item is a gift certificate from Nebraska Auto Detail to make your car look and smell fully refreshed again. We all have clutter and we all make messes, but it doesn't have to stay like that. Give the gift of a clean car this holiday. Buy your certificate at NebraskaAutoDetail.com or call 402-601-5086 for an appointment today.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Ready, set, Ford. Just announced 0% for 66 months with approved credit on all 2025 Ford F-150s at Zollner, Fort Beatrice. Save thousands in finance charges. If your current pickup loan's 4, 5, 6% or more, trade in today and receive 0% for up to 66 months on a brand new 2025 Ford F-150 of your choice at Zollner, Fort Beatrice, Nebraska's volume dealer with the hometown service you expect.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time. Which is why every chicken finger meal we serve is marinated, hand-battered, cooked to order, and made just for you. Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is proof.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Skip the line and order with our app or online.
This holiday season, bring home a tradition that tastes like celebration. Beatrice Bakery's world-famous fruitcake, baked in the heart of Nebraska with rich, golden batter, real cherries, pineapple, crunchy nuts, and a splash of old-fashioned goodness. It's moist, flavorful, and crafted the same way for generations. It's the fruitcake that turns skeptics into believers. Find Beatrice Bakery fruitcake online at grandmasbakeshop.com or at your favorite retailer, and make your holidays deliciously unforgettable with the help of Beatrice Bakery's world-famous fruitcake.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in December. Try one of their delicious breakfast sandwiches or grilled breakfast burritos. Don't forget to snag a gift card for stocking stuffers and bring your family in from out of town. With 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward, Bagels and Joe.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now through December 14th, enjoy USDA Choice 8-ounce New York strips, $6.99 each, 85% lean ground beef, $4.98 per pound, all natural boneless chicken breasts, $2.48 per pound, and holiday gift boxes are available for $50. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com. For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go.
Back to Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket. With all the good takes you need, here is your host, Chris Raff.
Welcome back in. Final segment, Raff's Good Take on Sports, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. You guys are always welcome to join in. We got another hour here up next with the morning personnel for the Don't Punt Hour. But as always, in part of tradition of the show, Raff, what is your good take for December 11th on a Thursday?
All right, everybody. Today's Raff's Good Take goes out to, it's that time of the year again, the Salvation Army bell ringers, all of the people that volunteer their time to go out and stand in front of the stores to collect money. Just, the weather when it's bad out, they're still out there. Just the care that they have for the community. Wanting to collect money for food pantries, stuff for, children for Christmas, just all the cool stuff that all these people that volunteer their time to be a Salvation Army bell ringer. You guys are all Raff's Good Take.
Yep, just saw them the other day. I was up at Walmart up on Superior Street, and they had them out there ringing. Did you ever do that, Raff, like at school? Did they ever make you go and do that?
I never did. I never was a Salvation Army bell ringer or any type of bell ringer. Now that I think about it, I was never really too musically inclined. I mean, I knew right away when I couldn't play the recorder that my musical skills and probably ringing a bell would probably not be good for me. I'd probably be off rhythm.
I remember there's context to this. Don't worry. Before we get out of here, I remember in high school. Would have been high school, would have been like maybe elementary, junior high. But our school partnered up with them. Cedar Catholic did. And I want to say it was a Salvation Army because I think they're the only ones that really do that bell thing in front of all the stores, at least around here. And man, it was freezing out there. And like, nope, you guys got to go do this. Like, we volunteered to do this. And you kind of realize it's not the hardest job in the world, but man, shout out to everybody who does it because you're sitting there and we were cute, well, maybe not cute, but we were young, innocent kids who would imagine a little easier to pull some donations in. And some people were absolutely generous, but, not everybody is. And you got to keep ringing that bell time and time again. And it gets freezing cold. People don't even make eye contact with you because they feel bad about it. It's not the most fun gig, but there is a payout at the end. Like, obviously, we raised quite a bit of money despite it being, not the most rewarding job in the world until you get a little bit older and you realize how much good you're really doing. But yeah, shout out to the people that do that because when it gets freezing cold out, they're still out there ringing that bell. And a lot of people, because of their own guilt, will just kind of go right past them and try not to make eye contact.
Speaking of being out in the cold, did you go outside for recess when you were in like grade school and stuff when it was like snowing and stuff, or did they keep you in?
You had to bring your snow pants was the only rule. You had rules. Okay. If you did not bring snow pants or snow boots, you did not get to go out there.
Okay.
But of course, you'd find out ways or try to quick put on your buddy's snow pants and then trade really quick and pretend that like you went to the outside already, but you just really left the sweatpants in the bathroom for the other kid to put them on, and always around the loophole system. But yeah, no, we'd always go out there in the cold. The gym was, always being used. There wasn't, or small schools, so it was It was tough to find an open gym to have a recess in.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I was just always laughing having the cold feet coming in from recess. I was like, oh, I shouldn't have got my socks all wet, but those were the days.
That's why you needed boots. That's what they're telling us. They're like, listen, you don't believe me, but you're going to hate it when your socks are wet and you got to sit in your shoes for another 6 hours of the day. All right, Chris, Raff, appreciate it. As always, that was Raff's Good Take on life and Raff's Good Take on sports. Appreciate everybody listening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. That is Chris Raff, Harrison Arns. Talk to you in a bit.